Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. You know, why not?
I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue your whole town. You got that? $5 billion.
The BBC thing is crazy.
Once upon a time, Britain had a broadcaster the whole world trusted. Now you've got politicians defending a guy who told a mob to fight like hell.
And we fight. We fight like hell.
Welcome to Britain in 2025, where Reform UK are attacking the BBC to protect Donald Trump. Make it make sense. Before we go any further, hit that like and subscribe button. So why are Reform attacking the BBC? That's today's question, and spoiler, it's not about journalism.
This is the single most resilient and bravest person I have ever met in my life.
The claim is it's over this panorama edit, which you're seeing right now, and I'm going to play to you in full.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
And some are saying this is how it should have looked, to make it more accurate.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
That's right. It's over about 10 seconds of footage being poorly edited together, and I'll give you an example of how it could have looked.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
That's it. 10 seconds of editing. That's the hill they're dying on. And now Donald Trump, a man who told a mob to fight like hell, is threatening to sue our BBC over a clip edit. You couldn't write this.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. You know, why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and their top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This
both
is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. You know, this is supposedly our great ally, BBC. The government has a chunk of that one, I guess, but that's a pretty sad event. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest.
But here's the thing. This outrage isn't really about journalism, it's about power and who gets to control what you believe. The people screaming fake news at the BBC are the same ones who want to sell off everything: your water, your health service, your media. The BBC isn't being attacked because it lied, it's being attacked because it's public, because it still belongs to us. And that's why Reform, GB News, and every hard-right pundit jumped on this story like it's Watergate 2.0. It's a distraction.
Squirrel!
Because the real scandal is that Trump's entire claim, the stolen election lie, has been debunked in court under oath by his own allies. Just have a listen to this compilation I put together of what Trump said in the build-up to the crowd going down to Congress.
All of us here today do not want to see our election victory stolen by emboldened radical left Democrats, which is what they're doing, and stolen by the fake news media. That's what they've done and what they're doing. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. This egregious assault on our democracy, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
And finally ordering them to go and release that hate upon the US
Anyone
Capitol.
you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down.
During that speech, he said the word slaughtered once, killed 3 times, dead 5, destroyed 6, and the word fight or fighting 20 times. At 1:10, Trump ends his speech by encouraging the crowd to march.
But I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Remember, the reason they're there is because Trump has told them that their elections have been rigged and he was rightly elected president, and now they need to go down to Congress to apply pressure. Every judge, including Trump's own appointees, threw his claims out. Zero evidence of fraud. Zero. And if you still think there's a mystery here, ask Fox News, who peddled Trump's conspiracy.
This morning, Fox News' legal troubles stemming from the 2020 election appear to be far from over, even after the network's groundbreaking settlement with Dominion Voting Systems, which accused Fox of recklessly airing baseless claims that its machines were rigged against former President Trump.
It is the largest defamation settlement amount that I've heard of by a factor of several fold.
Smartmatic, a different voting machine company, has filed a similar defamation lawsuit against Fox for $2.7 billion.
So to be clear, if Fox News actually had evidence to show that this was true, do you actually believe they'd pay out $800 million, one of the biggest lawsuits in history? Of course they wouldn't. They would have gone to court. They didn't, and they admitted guilt.
Significantly more than the $1.6 billion Dominion was seeking. Dominion and Fox settled yesterday for nearly half that amount, just as the trial was about to start. Dominion's lawyer says bringing the case to an end means bringing the trauma to an end for Dominion employees.
In my opening statement, I was going to talk about one employee who has had to deal with changing gyms because of harassment by people who believe the lies, who went to a doctor's appointment with a new doctor, was sitting in a hospital gown, and the doctor saw that she worked for Dominion and said, "Oh, you work for Dominion, the company that stole the election?" They were going to have to come into court and relive all this again. So today was a very good day for Dominion and for their employees.
The historic settlement keeps Fox News stars like Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham from having to testify about what they said on air.
Disturbing irregularities have been found.
In a statement, Fox News said, "We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. This settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards." Critics of the settlement note it does not require Fox News to acknowledge the election falsehoods on air to its audience, but Dominion isn't finished. It's also suing former Trump attorneys Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, as well as MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, for their false claims about the election results.
And as for that $2.7 billion lawsuit filed by Smartmatic, experts say the likelihood of a settlement in that case does appear high. No trial date has been scheduled yet.
So Trump's entire argument collapses in one place truth still matters: a courtroom. Which is why turning the BBC into a villain at the moment is so useful to him, and to reform. So why are Reform and the Conservatives and their media allies pushing for this? I think the answer is, this is never about the documentary, it's about killing trust in public institutions so private power can take their place. And to be clear, I'm not saying the BBC is perfect, it clearly isn't, but it's also really interesting to see that so many sides of an argument seem to attack the BBC. It cannot win. But to me, I think there's something quite perfect within that, because if all sides are not happy with the BBC, it might actually be doing its job of always taking the opposite side of an argument. And just like with the EU, they're using the same playbook. Convince you it's broken, say it's biased, and then sell it off or leave.
I think we're going to have to think about healthcare very, very differently. And I think we're going to have to move to an insurance-based system of healthcare. Frankly, I would feel more comfortable that my money would return value if I was able to do that through the marketplace of an insurance company than just us trustingly giving $100 billion a year to central government and expecting them to organise the healthcare service from cradle to grave.
This isn't the BBC just being attacked because it lied. It's because it's owned by us. And now they're importing America's culture war to finish the job. That's the playbook I broke down in my book, Manufactured Fear. How outrage becomes a business model, turning panic into profit and power. If you want to know how this works, there's a link in the description for the book. And the same Brits shouting about funding the BBC and how it should be cut are quiet about American taxpayers funding a convicted sex trafficker and a 5-star lifestyle. Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. If you think that cartoon is a joke, you'd be wrong. According to a letter to Trump, people inside the prison are sick and tired of looking after Maxwell, hand and foot. There's yet to be an explanation from the Federal Bureau of Prisons as to why Maxwell was commuted to a low-level prison. And according to this letter, Maxwell has received customized meals personally delivered to her cell. She gets after-hours time in a private exercise area. She gets access to a puppy service. There have even been claims that anyone speaking out against this has been thrown out of the prison and sent to somewhere worse. The warden has also arranged private meetings, complete with snacks and computers. This is described as unprecedented, and it means that she's now able to have unmonitored communication with the outside world. So when you see reform politicians defending Trump over a British institution, understand what they're really defending. It's not free speech, it's not Britain, it's a protection racket. These are the same voices that claim to defend children, family values, Christian values, and British decency, while backing a man whose circle overlaps with Epstein and Maxwell. And here's the wildest part. The Jane Doe case against Trump and Epstein, yes, that actually exists, alleging attacking a minor, had more supporting evidence than Trump's claims of voter fraud. So next time someone tells you they're defending British values, remember what they're actually defending. Power, privilege, and Donald Trump the Protector. I'm going to recap a little bit on something I touched on at the end, because there's a part nobody's talking about. If Trump actually tries to sue the BBC, it wouldn't be about bias, it would have to be defamation. That means proving the BBC lied, and that those lies caused serious harm to his reputation. And I see two problems with that. The documentary aired over a year ago, but that was before he was president, so he can't say it damaged presidential reputation. The second problem, truth is a defense. That means the moment this goes to trial, the BBC lawyers can pull up the full transcript of January 6th, the court records, and the 61 failed election lawsuits. They can show that he told the crowd,
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
The context? A mob, already convinced the election was stolen, marched towards Congress. They then broke in, attacking police officers and killing several officers. That's not political spin, that's an instruction to an angry crowd built on conspiracy theories. That only came from Donald Trump. And the second a UK jury hears that, the question won't be, did the BBC misedit him? It'll be, did Donald Trump incite a violent mob against his own government? And good luck winning that case in a country that still believes in evidence. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like and subscribe button. This is all for free, and of course it means the video gets to spread, and because it spreads I'm able to buy more coffees, which allows me to make more videos like this. And once again I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my Patreon YouTube subscribers. You keep this channel going and growing. Thanks for listening, bye for now.